set up a draft where you can draft around Lava's Assassin mid-champion pool. I think that Fred and Brianna are going to have a much more fun time. They're going to be a lot more proactive around the early to mid, you know, because they were pretty proactive in mid-game both games, but second game, mid-game, they were so far behind. Their proactivity on that top side play just didn't matter.
Yep. Aphelios going to be banned first here. I find it kind of curious, as both him and Rise are going to leave the Rift. So Damwon just making sure that they're changing up what Fred and Brianna has access to.
Oh, please don't tell me this is going to happen again, where we see Twisted Fate ban and the Zeri comes through, and like this whole series will be defined by Duck Dom. No, not this time, but now Twisted Fate goes over to Showmaker. So the same trap is set up, and Fred and Brianna on red side ban the counters to priority pick Zeri, and then have to ban the Zeri, who's not countered because they banned the champions that counter her, and they give the Twisted Fate over. Last time, Damwon Kia set up the same trap, and they fell right into it here.
Yeah, so now Fred and Brianna have just accepted the other fate, which is also probably bad. Or twisted, I guess, is more accurate. As Fred and Brianna will pick away the Leona this time. Kind of like that. Of course, Kellen has been very, very good on this champion thus far, but his champion pool does go a little bit wider than that. As Umti's still smile on his face. You can see Fred and Brianna cannot be perturbed, right? This is their first time in playoffs, and Umti might be giggling a little bit because it's Draven, but it'll be Xayah instead.
I was going to say, if you're going to pick Draven, please do not pick it this early. Also, please don't pick it, but don't pick it this early either. Xayah is going to be the smarter choice here. Was really hoping to see a LeBlanc pick up here. I suppose they could still grab it in this third slot here before we go to the second phase, but Xayah pick here very early on, very face up, telling Damwon Kia, like, okay, your gold card, you know, engages aren't going to be as easy to pull off. On the other hand, you know, what's really great with Twisted Fate gold card engages and the pick potential is the Jinx, who's also going to be able to do just fine in this laning phase.
Flame Chomp is set up as well with the gold card. Just means that if Showmaker heads towards the bottom lane, there's no one that can really escape unless the use of Cleanse is going to be available and is used well. We'll see whether they lock down the bottom lane. There is a chance that it could just be Nautilus here or something like an Engage support, and Rakan is going to be the choice. Of course, not a denial pick. Kellen just going for a different flavor of Engage, and the Lava Corki is coming back once again.
But this time, he's landing into a Twisted Fate. So there's a lot of power actually in this Corki pick that will not, that you couldn't have seen obviously into Lucian's, or Showmaker's Lucian, as long as they're synonymous with each other, because it's the only Lucian player that we always trust. But Lava in this case will have a much more stable laning phase, and if Fred and Brianna don't toss away leads in the mid game, then they should feel pretty good about this. We see the Morgan targeted Renekton ban. Renekton Corki is Fred and Brianna's MO when they run these compositions.
Yep, I really like the Jace Akali bans as well.
Yeah, I think that an Aatrox ban is likely to follow once again.
Wouldn't mind it.
A little bit tougher to pull off into Twisted Fate because he's obviously going to be able to gold card you. He's going to be able to Everfrost you pretty freely. So not feeling as great about the Aatrox pick in this composition.
Into Twisted Fate. See what they do decide to ban away, as will be Gwen in the end, which I think is kind of crazy, given the fact that she was pretty gutted on this patch.
Yeah, I was surprised if they were going to ban something like that. The Gragas was a great ban. Also, the Camille I thought was a great ban, because the Camille is going to have a really strong side laning opportunity with this composition to try to pull Damwon Kia around the map with the Corki.
Ah, it's Skana, obviously.
Just a big Captain Flowers fan, that's all.
Yeah, Dom just paying his respects. I like it. 6 seconds to go. And of course, they're still hovering this. No jungler has been locked in on the other side just yet.
I don't know about this one.
Is it happening? Is it happening? No. Okay. It is just going to be Camille. The classic Twisted Fate Camille style of draft.
You could have... I mean, Fred and Brianna could have locked the Camille away from Damwon Kia. This is such a strong pairing. I know we all know what Lava's Corki is capable of. We know how good he is on the champion, but it's hard to trust after watching that game one.
Imagine if it was Vi. It's just so much single target lockdown.
Well, the Viego is also single target lockdown and a lot of big power punch in team fights with the Jinx.
Yep. Also a bit of denial as well, which is pretty cool.
so much of this comp for Damwon Kia is just great at setting up picks and then snowballing. Like, it's a win more comp. You get an early pick, it's awesome. The Xin Zhao, I think, is the only answer here. In the pool available, the Lee Sin could have been fine, but obviously it was banned in the first phase. And now, when the engage comes through, be it from a Rakan, a Camille, or a Viego, and Twisted Fate obviously is not, you know, he's engaged and come through, but when those other engage tools come through, you can actually Crescent Guard them into your team and actually turn those fights. They have so much disengage with the Xin Zhao and the Gragas here. Xayah can actually, you know, just ult away from gold cards, can ult away from Camille engages, and will be pretty fine in most scenarios. And this is a much more stable game here for Freddy than it was the last time around, where Showmaker was able to just push Corki out of the lane, get a lot of power in the mid game with that Lucian pick that got ahead.
Yep.
I like this setup, the situation here for Freddy a lot more than the last time when you consider how the first game went.
Yep, the problem is that we've seen the gameplay, right? And Damwon Kia are absolutely on form today, and they have a lot of tools throughout this game in order to get things rolling. Dr. has been playing extraordinarily well. Showmaker now gets his Twisted Fate, and the Jinx win condition is 100% alive and well.
And we can forgive Edgar for letting the Twisted Fate through if he wants to draft this way. If he wants to play the Corki into this, he wants to play a matchup where he's not going to be pushed in. It means the enemy mid laner's pick is going to be face up, because the Twisted Fate has to come through early. But again, I don't think it's a decision you want to make. You know, I can at least understand the reasoning behind it, but it's Showmaker on the Twisted Fate, a world championship, under his belt on the champ. Very, very concerning here about how much power and comfort Damwon Kia have in this third game.
Yep, that's true. There's a few things that Freddy can lean on, but we'll have to see whether they can weather the storm of the early map control that Damwon Kia are going to be afforded based on just this Twisted Fate existing in the mid lane.
Look at that skin.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, it looks a bit like Showmaker. You know, like
any Damwon gamers?
Well, Lava is going to pick the best skin as the Corki comes into the mid lane.
Oh man, he's making a statement.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. That's what you want to see. None of this Earth Corki. Not about that life. All right, not with those invisible rockets or whatever. No. Give me a Corgi. That's what we need. That's going to raise the spirits of all of the Freddy fans and the Freddy players. That's what we need to see. Beautiful.
Yeah, Lava just showcasing his posterior.
Yep.
I feel like in this particular draft from Damwon Kia, the ease of execution for them is also there. Like, in terms of how you could set up these fights, as long as you know where Umpty is, if you could play around Morgan, you kind of just collapse on a target and kill them. And that's the idea. Is you could see First Strike is going to get a lot of value in this matchup into the Twisted Fate. You can see he's already trying to push those minions towards the turret. This is the big edge, quote-unquote, that Freddy felt they were going to get into the Twisted Fate. Like, oh, yes, you have Twisted Fate, and that's one of Showmaker's best. 5-0 this season, the only player who's really playing it and finding that consistency this season. But, you know, in the laning matchup, I'm going to get ahead for free. So that's the idea.
Well, you can see there's also some other undefeated champions here, as Kellen's Rakan is 3-0, and Burdol's Camille is also 3-0. On the other side, though, the win rate's not looking absolutely fantastic here for Freddy Brown, but they have lost a lot more games. Remember, this is our 6th place team, trying to get as far as they possibly can in the playoffs. Canyon walks over a ward here, making his way into the mid lane. Level 2 gathered here by Lava. Means that he might have access to the Valkyrie. Don't necessarily know what he's locked in just yet, but Canyon not going to go for it.
5-2 was the score as well.
Grand entrance. Good zap connects onto Delight there as well, as Doctor takes some damage back from Henna. Just battle dancing around here towards the bottom side.
Level 2 advantage.
Yep. They've been doing pretty well against the Jinx, as it turns out.
Yeah, I think part of this due to Jinx falling off in the later parts of the season.
Morgan has a bit of a drink here as the Debonair Gragas. He is absolutely a gentleman.
Well, Jinx in the later part of the season not doing as well. As this is more historical matchup.
I tell a lie, it's not Debonair. He does look very debonair.
You know, he is debonair. Maybe that's not called that, but like,
he absolutely is.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct.
It's a bit of a throwback. We haven't seen this skin for a really long time, and I'm a big fan of it. Definitely has some good voice lines as well.
So going back to the Jinx topic, like this is the relevant part of this. Xayah is winning a lot right now, and Jinx is not.
No, 0-11 in the last 11 games.
4 of those being Samdi, but look, there are players such as Duckdon himself, Deft, Ruler, and Aiming. Like, basically, all of our top 80 carries are in this pool.
Gumayushi as well, of course. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's definitely not been doing the best. Let's see whether Dr. is going to have a better time. Back to come through here for Bertle as he shoved that wave in. And now we're looking for a bit of a dive. In goes Delight now, but the Grand Entrance is going to be there to answer. Absolutely fantastically done, but they're still going to be able to lock down the kill. Bertle picking up the return, though, as the jungler is going to fall down, as now Delight is trying to execute himself. Or at least go for a potential back. I think that might be greedy, as yes, he does definitely need to execute, as Kellen flashes to get the kill, and that's 300 gold for a flash. I guess he'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely take it, but nice idea there for Delight. I think he couldn't have executed faster because it takes, I believe, 13 seconds total for that to actually trigger, so it just didn't have enough time to dive faster. If he died faster, would have given kill over to somebody else. I think the Camille in this case. You know, if you want to dive with Jinx like that, pick a different jungle champion. As unfortunately, Xin Chao is not going to be able to stop something like what we just see from Kellen here. Who's just
the
like,
Grand Entrance is just perfect.
He just says no. And, you know, we've seen a lot of Hecarim dives work out better than this. We've seen the Volley Bear dives work out better than this. It's a lot easier to pull it off. But it was just a really nice play.
Yeah,
and as Kellen's like, I'm looking for him.
Good play.
Flashing for it. And grabs that one there in the end.
Yep.
Good flash, he says. Is that's another kill going over to the side of Damwon Kia.
No, you'd be very happy with that one. Of course, Dr. not actually able to get any sort of assist on that one, and now also not going to have his life for the next little while as Kellen's trying to get over here. Delight once again taking some turret damage from the inner turret on the bottom side, but this time he's able to walk away, and Fred and Brion, they double down, and they will be rewarded.
Okay, so this is starting to look a lot more interesting now, because now you've got a kill on the Xayah. You know, Corki is still controlling mid-prio. Things are looking up in terms of where they stand right now, because after that last exchange, you're like, oh, okay, well, this isn't looking so great. You know, you're not able to trade this into an advantage. You know, you're not able to deny a lot of CS, when in fact that second wraparound pushes Duckdom out entirely. They get a second kill on him. So first one was okay. It was a trade down in gold, but you denied some farm. The second one, you get everything you want because you kill Duckdom here at level 4. He's already, you know, missing minions right now, and then they collapse on him and kill him. This one, to a certain extent, is kind of on Canyon. He's just not here to escort him back to lane, and this can happen to you. And Fred Brion played a long con game.
Yeah. Canyon now tidying up his top side of the map. Looking for some shellfish here, as you can see Bertle making his way into the enemy jungle. 86.7% win rate. This is why we talk about Showmaker and him getting Twisted Fate as definitely a huge downside to anyone drafting against Damwon Kia, because he doesn't lose a whole lot on this champion. Not in this season, and of course not in seasons past as well. And Damwon Kia feeling like they have so much confidence as well, with 2 games already under their belt in this best of 5. And now comfort to boot on top of it. Bertle as well, I mean, he debuted on Gen G as, I believe, the Camille. Well, actually, no, it was his Aurelia first, yeah. But also went to the Camille very quickly after that.
He's very known for it, and it's a combo that works extremely well with the Twisted Fate in terms of shutting down so many lanes. Not going to be as easy to pull off, obviously, against one of the best weak side champions in the meta, the Gragas, but still. I think what Fred and Brion would love here is to trade Rift Herald for Drake. If they get this first Drake, it buys them such an insane amount of time with this composition.
Ooh, Grand Entrance gets the flash out of Hannah. He's not level 6 yet. No Featherstorm to try and get himself out of the way of that one. And that is highly valuable moving up towards both of these neutral objective fights.
Exactly. So now, I mean, you can see that Damwon Kia are like, I know that's what you guys want to do. We're going to fight you for the Drake at least. So you're not going to be able to take that one for free. We're not going to let you wrestle that away early. And we're not going to go for setting up on the Rift Herald early here either. We just want to make sure that you don't actually put a timer on this game for us with that Drake. So really love the priority that Damwon Kia show around this early game, around what the win conditions are for Fred Brion, and how to make it a lot more difficult for them to take something like an early Drake and then sit back and go, yeah, well, we weren't even planning on fighting for the Rift Herald. We'll just defend instead.
Yeah. Bertle as well, just getting some free time with this top lane minion wave, evening out all of that CS. He went back to lane with the red buff, which was pretty handy for the Camille, and has since been able to even things out despite taking a bit of an excursion towards the bottom side. So the Camille very happy with how the game's going. Canyon now as well. Spending time on a date with Shelly.
Yep.
No one's
And
gonna gate crash or anything like that.
Fred and Breon don't have the ability to come over here and deny this, nor are they starting the Drake. At least Hannah will grab 2 plates in exchange. You know, the 2-plate trade that we see so often, but is it enough is the real question. You know, he's going to be able to, with this next wave, grab the second one, you would imagine, as it's very close to going down. But I think if they don't get the Drake here, then Damwon Kia are like, cool, no, that's fine. You can get the 2 plates in exchange because we're going to get the gold where we want it. And that could be anywhere. It could be on the Twisted Fate, could be on the Camille, who has a nice lead up on the top side. She also picked up a Cull, and that's where they're headed. Like, they're going to dive Morgan up here on top side. This plate is not going to go over.
No, it's not actually giving any money towards Fred and Breon. Definitely bad news. Tactical Sweep comes on through.
Destiny Gate available here for Showmaker. Morgan, I'll see how good your casking is.
Yeah, I'm sensing a dive. I think Morgan is too, as Umpty's moving down towards the bottom side. He's thinking about trying to fight Doc Dom here, who does have the safety of his turret. But it looks like we're not committing to any dives right now, as there is a back coming through from Kellen as well. He's looking to rejoin Doc Dom there on the bottom side. And Umpty's going to start up the Drake like you were talking about. Good vision available here from Fred and Breon. They should be able to get this.
Took a huge rotation up from Damwon Kia to make Umpty feel comfortable enough to actually take this one away. But the end result is still the same. He will get this really critical objective for Fred and Breon, which helps him slow the game down. Really nice reaction from Lava, of course, as well, to react to the move forward that Birdall had. They knew Showmaker was out of lane. And they just grouped up fast enough to where Damwon Kia were like, it's Gragas, like, too risky. A lot of other champions, you dive there, the Gragas, plus the rotating up Corki. Better safe than sorry.
I agree. I think it was a good play from Damwon. Still looking to try and extend their lead, though. You can see it's only 100 or something like that right now. Lead for Henna here with his 1 extra kill, and decent CS advantage as well, as Doc Dom has largely been playing weak side on this Jinx. But Damwon, like, I don't think they need the Jinx to get super ahead or anything like that. He's largely going to be catching waves in the 3 when they're playing out a 1-3-1 composition that Damwon has been known for many years with the Camille and the Twisted Fate. Yes, the nameplate on the top side of the map is different, but the gameplay should remain relatively similar.
Yeah, we've seen Nuguri and Khan, you know, through the eras actually play this with Showmaker's Twisted Fate.
Yep.
Umpty not close enough to actually punish what was a very greedy setup here for Showmaker.
Well, there's a flash forward from Canyon. Henna taking a lot of damage. The Featherstorm comes down. Decent Blade Caller is going to snare up Canyon, but the Destiny will come in, and the Destiny for Henna is Death Chamber.
Yeah, look at his flash cooldown. He's so close to having that one back up, but it's not ready yet, and timing for this works out so perfectly for Showmaker. Really nice engage there by Doc Dom, and the follow-up is there.
Yeah.
And that's another kill going over to Damwon Kia in this early game, but it's also critically going to be Jinx picking up all of the plate gold. And this is what I was talking about. The Rift Herald is going to allow you to control the pace of whichever champion you want, the Camille or the Jinx. In a situation like this, you kill the 80 carry and you get way more than you bargained for. This is such a fantastic lead now that the Jinx is going to pick up. In terms of plate gold.
Yeah, and I was just talking about this, the fact that it was a very small gold lead. Well, now it's 1.5k, and Damwon Kia have opened up the map there on that bottom side. Means that now they can put all their champions where they would like to, focus down specific plates if they want to as well, with the remaining 2 minutes of plate uptime. As we're going to check this one out one more time.
Yeah, it's just
I love the commitment from Canyon.
Doc Dom was almost not ready. He's like, well, hold on, I got to kill these range minions, man. And then he gets Destiny gated on, as his flash is just a little bit far away.
I love that Showmaker as well gives Doc Dom like a chance to hit his Super Mega Death Rocket, and then he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll just come in and secure this. Because that one's going to land, and Birdall is just going to pick up the kill onto Morgan. Gragas just being put down, and this game is starting to fall apart for Fred and Breon.
Things really out of control now. You've got a Camille who has 2 kills early. Remember, the first one was from the teleport bottom, now taking out Morgan. Has a Cull finishing and 17 more minions. Is going to get, you know, plates up here on the top side of the map as well. As give some to Doc Dom. This is just the Doc Dom way to get plates on 2 turrets. And this is what I was talking about, you know, the Doc Dom Zeri, the Doc Dom Jinx, you don't feel always as great about it because he's usually just kind of sitting and farming on a turret. You don't get to see the magic and all the plates. But this time, with that really impressive play from Canyon, the follow from Showmaker, Doc Dom is, in fact, going to get plates in 2 lanes on a Jinx.
It's feeling a bit greedy here from Damwon because now they have, like, 4 win conditions that they're, like, meeting pretty comfortably all over the place. Is Henna not going to be able to take down this tower, and then he's going to get flashed on. He does have his Feather Storm, but when do you use it and does it keep you alive? And the answer is now, and it will. Blade Caller comes through here, but we're waiting for a hook shot from Bertle, and Henner is just dead. No answer whatsoever.
And that's why, you know, he backed off, because he was like, oh, I think I'm going to die if I actually greed for this turret. But he was greeding for the turret the whole time, and that's why he is dead.
But I mean, like, killing the turret would have canceled. Yeah, it's, maybe he just didn't think he had the damage.
Yeah, I think he definitely was like going, oh, okay, well, this is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought he could escape there, but he certainly could not. When we watch the replay, I want to see if he could have actually flashed the initial engage, because he did have flash backup available at that time. Used it very late after he was already hook-shotted onto. And,
but there was no outer turret. Like, you're never going to be able to walk that far. It's like, even if you are Xayah with Featherstorm, Cleanse, and Flash, right, you feel safe, but you can't walk as fast as Camille.
Yeah, you'd have to hit the root, and even then, I don't know if you actually get out. This is actually going back to the Gragas pick up on the top side here. Just straight up so ahead. The Super Mega Death Rocket connects. Task is not great. Yeah. Don't know if it would have saved him. I think if you flash the initial hook shot here, maybe then you Blade Call away, but he flashes after using the Blade Call and or after using his Feather Storm. And doesn't matter. He is down.
There's no way to make that one work as he pings out the cooldowns as well. Showmaker moving towards his top side, and man, it is just feeling like Darmonkia can do absolutely anything. Bertle is going to find delight in his jungle here, as well as the Fat Flash over the wall is going to get him to safety. As Umpty will be able to take this Hex Deck Drake, given some time here by himself. The cost will be likely this inner turret as soon as another minion wave is going to turn up. But,
and I mean, look, second crash going to come through here.
Yeah.
This is just ultimate control of the map. On Summoner's Rift belongs to Darmonkia.
Well, Canyon's going to find Umpty here as well as Wind becomes lightning, but Umpty might become dead as he is going to throw out the Crescent Guard. Good knock-up, and that is going to mean that the Viego locks down that kill. Now the resets come in as he gets to be whichever champion he would like to be. Decent package there as well for Lava, though, as they lock down the Twisted Fate. Morgan, very, very low, but Canyon's taking matters into his own hands. That's a triple kill already. 4 dead on the side of Fredibreon, and there is nothing Henner can do about this one whatsoever.
Nothing he can do, nothing anyone can do, and we haven't talked about Lava in a long time this game because the rest of the game has just been so off. I mean, it's so out of control, the lead that Darmonkia has right now. It doesn't matter, like, the scaling argument for Lava. Like, he's sitting there with 1 kill, and he used 0 deaths, is like stacking his tier, he got his call completed, and he's just like, I'm just trying to get money, I'm just trying to be that late game win condition.
Yeah.
But he cannot ever be anywhere on the map now. Like, the entire map is a no man's land. And so, you know, Lava isn't going to be an issue later on, as once again, this is just Canyon finding Umpty. Then they have the follow-up. They have so much map control that Kellen can just come over here. It's a nice Crescent guard, but it's just not enough. The Delight is trying to miracle save this for when Lava packages in. It's just not enough. Yes, Showmaker goes down,
no,
but like...
Morgan throws the cask and an already dead Showmaker, as Showmaker again is just baiting out every single ability from Fredibreon.
Yeah, I mean... if he uses that to try to control the choke instead, maybe more people get out alive, but I think Fredibreon have lost control of their like mentality and their morale in this series now. Oh no.
Yeah, Namwan, they are going to find Morgan once again, and yeah, not a whole lot of options. As Canyon is going to turn into Morgan and now look to use some Gragasness to get around the rest of this map. And Fredibreon are just desperately trying to hold on. But Darmonkia just have way too many tools. Decent Solar Flare there as they're going to try and dive in on top, but it's a great stun onto Umpty. Immediately he's going to go down. Canyon locks up that kill. That big one did a lot of damage to multiple members of Darmonkia, but Fredibreon have no follow-up. They're just so far behind. 6,000 gold is a huge margin here at 17.5 minutes.
Yeah, and it's a margin that you're not expecting to find yourself in if you're trying to run this Corki comp. If you're trying to actually play out to, you know, the late game power that is the poke that the Corki has, you need to be sitting at like 2,000 gold behind at worst case scenario, you know, in a situation like this, so you can actually then, you know, press the R button later on and win the game. And falling behind is one thing, but then just lapses in judgment like we've seen from Morgan this game, like we've seen from Delight this game, have really cost Fredibreon so much. Like, you could fall a little bit behind and then you could recover, but you can't fall this far behind and then get caught out in the jungle repeatedly where you have no vision, make overextensions, you know, like this. These are the moments where Damwon Kia just start to lock you out of the game because you're greedy, because you're like, oh, I just want to farm, I just want to wait till the late game, and Bertle says, no, I will punish you.
Yeah, I think that was a pick that happened during the replay.
Yes.
Yeah, so comfortable there from Bertle. As you can see, Divine Sundra has already been put together. Looks like Death's Dance should be coming in pretty soon as well. Showmaker tidying up minions here towards the top side, and Damwon just so many options, so many avenues to success here in this game. They are burdened with too many choices in how to win the game.
They're winning so hard.
Yeah. When your 1-3-1 comp can group up and win 5v5s, that's when you know that things are going pretty well.
And I think we can all agree that the performance we saw from Fred Brion in Game 1 and the performances here now are not the same.
Morgan, yeah, he's going to have to throw out another ultimate, but this time it's going to go back to Narnia. Narnia full of barrels right now, as it turns out, as Doctarm looks for the ulti, and he'll find it, as Canyon is a benevolent jungler, gives away the kill to his Jinx.
Yeah, I mean, these are just further symptoms of a team that has lost its momentum, and the fight that we saw from Fred Brion to get here and to beat Damwon Kia in that best of 3, and the performance we saw from the general, the kicks we saw, and how many risks they took and how fearlessly they played, you can't feel it here in this third game.
But still trying to get some damage down onto Canyon, who does take a fair bit of it, of course. The bleed that you pick up for your Death Stance was a demonstration of the fact that Corki does have a fair bit of damage now that those two items have been put together.
Yeah. It's the reason why almost everyone predicted Damwon Kia to win the series, and most of the English casters actually predicted it to be obviously a 3-0.
Us and Jonah Strong.
Yeah.
When I saw that it was Jonah Strong with us, Wolf, I kind of just knew that that had sealed the fate.
But
because we know that that man has a large brain.
The reason why we did this, or why we voted this way, was because we knew that Fred Brion overperformed in a series that Damwon Kia had nothing to fight for. And yes, I do think they got just straight up beaten. I don't think Damwon Kia were like messing around and not playing for real. But you could see that that series meant so much to Fred Brion, and they felt like they were going to win it no matter what. Like they just had to, and you could see it on their faces. You watch Umti's interview afterwards, and he's like, "Yeah, we just knew. Like when we walked in the studio, like we're going to playoffs. Like we are going to do this." And tonight, in Game 1, you could have said the same thing about their energy, but in Games 2 and 3, not even close. Oh no.
Umti's back's going to get stopped here as Showmaker wanting to lock in the gold card, and he will do so. Decent play around some Fog of War here as he's going to get slowed down. The Ignite comes in here, and Umti, he doesn't have the Crescent Guard for that long, but the nerf doesn't even mean anything because he was already way overextended. Good back stopped there by Showmaker. Jungler is now dead. It's 21 minutes into the game, but I think that Damwon Kia might just be able to take a Baron.
I think they definitely can. No jungler for the side of Fred Brion. No vision control. Kellen freely disabling wards here by himself as a Rakan. I think that just says the state of things. That package is going to be so late. They're going to teleport for it.
Yep, Kellen wrapping around here. He has the quickness available. Lava tries to get in. It is going to be Canyon locking this one down. Delight is so low. But Kellen as well. I mean, Lava does a lot of damage here as that rocket does get out the grand exit. And now Bertle diving on in. Doctarm's going to lock down that kill. He gets excited now as Hannah. Don't know about that positioning as Damwon Kia just rolling over the top of Fred Brion. The Lord will be taken down as well as Umti unable to get into this fight whatsoever. Damwon Kia, this is an absolute shellacking in Game 3.
Yeah, we're at 11,000 gold the lead now for Damwon Kia. I only have one Drake in their pocket, but I don't think they're too worried about that as Bertle is going to push down this lane alone for free. Taking away blue buffs, taking away vision on the bottom side of the map here for Damwon Kia. As a regular season game that Fred Brion won gave a lot of people hope, and the way that they did it, the utmost confidence, as we're going back to this replay, the utmost confidence in which Umti defeated Canyon in particular, who's leader in Pog points, I think gave a lot of fans hope that maybe this series tonight could be a second back-to-back miracle. But it just isn't to be tonight. Damwon Kia are by far the better team. The expected result from that last match, remember, no one really thought Fred Brion was going to beat them in the regular season to actually get here, but that expectation extends now to the playoffs.
Yeah, Bertle now able to throw down a really nice Hextech ultimatum, and honestly, this is just wallets being way too heavy. That's why Wolf decided that he was going to ignore the majority of the replay, because honestly, it's the right call.
Yes.
Just, the game was over a little bit before this moment. The Baron felt like just an avenue to finish this one off, as Showmaker is going to get what he always wants, which is an early trip home. He's looking to try and get them there as 12,000 gold is the lead here in this game. Was not close. Damwon Kia in playoffs looking very different to what we saw in the regular season.
Just looking to be the stronger team and being a team that's confident and has prepared to use old drafting styles to win this series through superior mechanics. Don't think we'll see the same drafting style in the next round here for Damwon Kia, depending on where they go.
Well, here's a demonstration of the 1-3-1 here, Wolf.
Yes, look at that.
Fantastic. There we go. It's another win condition now on display. Didn't think that they'd have an opportunity to exhibit it.
Don't worry, Jonas Strong was always going to show us.
I think we got the big zoom. Thank goodness for that. As Bertel can have some free time here with the bottom inhibitor. And Fred and Brian are just being stretched way too thin. There's absolutely nothing they can do. Even this siege minion in the mid lane, he was splitting on his own as well. Even the minions have been trained in order to make this one work. As Damwon pushing in,
They want to end it.
Turrets remain.
They want to end it right here, right now, and they absolutely can. All they need is a good engage from Birdall or Showmaker, or both.
Yeah, and they also can just wait for Fred and Brian, right? They can just pull them around their own base and wait for these super minions to start heading on forward. The onus is not on Damwon Kia to start this one up because they can wait for their army to join them.
Yep.
This inhibitor, the last one remaining on the top side of the map, and it is just going to fall down in a matter of time. Doctarm here with the rocket launcher out. Just outranges everyone on the side of Fred and Brian. Except for Lava, I guess, but if these rockets aren't going to land, and you can see he's running out of ammo completely. Fred and Brian just running out of options here.
They certainly are, as the super minions are now crashing into the bottom entrance of the base. Fred Brion defend for now. They stave off the pressure. The Nexus and Nexus turrets still stand. But Damwon Kia can reset, purchase some items. I was going to say well-needed items, but I don't think they really need them at this stage.
Boris is like, wow, guys. I mean, you have to... Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the observing. It's like we're all on the same page. Like,
it's
Boris is like, do you guys even really need that? Like,
I mean, Boris is buying a new car.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much money being spent.
He's like, I think you guys have a problem. You guys are buying all of these books and hourglasses. Where are you keeping all that?
Yeah, and he's like, where did you get all of this money so quickly? Like, which bank did you rob? Like, should I be worried that this check is going to bounce? Like, what's happening, guys?
He's going to be notifying the authorities.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think so.
Showmaker's hands off the keyboard here, and the waves crash through.
Oh, God.
Fred and Brion are,
That's a large Camille.
And it's even, the funny part of this too is Lava's 150 gold behind, or ahead, excuse me, but he's not going to be relevant because the rest of his team can't support him.
Yeah, Grand Entrance is going to land onto the Leona. Kellen, of course, has the best item in the game as Umpty is going to push him over the wall. Kellen says thanks. And Umpty now going to run out. That is going to be a hookshot death. Picked up here for Bertel, and now Fred Brown with only 4 members underneath this turret. Delight very, very low as well. There's the flash forward Canyon. Immediately Heartbreakers to get himself back out again. As the Rakan is going to die, the Blade Caller did do a fair bit of damage there, but the Nexus turrets are going to suffer the same fate. Morgan trying desperately to help the rest of his team, but Henner is just going to die. The package was delivered, but the Corki is going to get sent back to the shop, and the Nexus is now going to get taken down. Damwon Kia. I wanted to avoid saying this, but it's a statement match in the first playoff here. Damwon Kia are here to win the playoffs, and they have started off strong.
And not every story has a happy ending. Not every story has the underdogs winning. This is not your childhood fantasy, Fred Brown fans. This is not a Disney movie.
This is not an anime. This is real life.
Not an anime. This is a real life. And you know what? At the end, maybe, depending on perspective, some people watching this, their heroes are Showmaker and Canyon. But for the Fred Brion fans, tonight they got